Yeah, hello everybody. I wanted to give you another update about what's going on at Egosoft. As you probably already know, we have released Kingdom and the latest expansion of X4 Foundations, and also a new bundle called the Community of Planets Edition 2 months ago now, and it was really super successful. We are super happy with the success of this, how it was received and how it sold and everything. So this really went very well. Obviously, we are, as usual at this time of the year, working on small bug fixes and little improvements on top of the 6.0 update, which was the major update that came out together with Kingdom End. So there will be a 6.10, maybe 6.20 update coming relatively soon. And that work is going on in parallel with some other experiments we are doing with the multiverse team season, the online beta that is also still going on. But that's not the main focus of what I wanted to talk about today, because I wanted to give you a little bit of an update or outlook on what we are working on also for more or less the whole next year, which is the next big update. And this 7.0 update will have a couple of big features that I think we can already talk about. I'm usually a little bit careful with talking about things so much in advance, but at least two of the major features of this next update, I think, are safe enough already to mention them. One is based on this, well, on this funny misunderstanding of what X4 really is. I read again and again the question if X4 is a 4X game, hence the name and how this comes. And well, to the old X fans in the series, this is probably a funny question, because obviously the X series is called this way for a very long time, and actually also wasn't really going in the direction of a 4X game in the very beginning, or what is today a 4X game. And one of the features that we are working on for 7.0, I think, fits here quite nicely. So this is a late game feature really for the advanced players. And Captain Collins called it the existential crisis that he called for. So I think this is also internally a pretty fitting name. We've thought about something like that for quite a while. So what this essentially will be is an opt-in challenge for the player, where you can potentially take on an entire faction as a very advanced player. So essentially, there will probably be multiple candidates for which faction this is. This isn't 100% decided yet how this will trigger and what mechanisms the player can potentially use to circumvent it. It's very clear that it will be opt-in, so the player will have the choice to avoid the conflict if he decides against it, but he can basically see it also as a challenge, and actually yeah, deal with a whole war against one of the major factions of the X universe, and that way kind of have an end game scenario after you've kind of achieved everything else there is to achieve with a large economy, building your own ships, having a shipyard, and so on. So that's something for the really advanced players that I think quite a few people are looking forward to. This is not for everybody, but I think for quite a good fraction of our fans. Another feature that we are looking into is controlling your ships better in external camera view. So you know that one of the major challenges and a large focus of the development of X4 Foundation was on the whole first-person view, and especially the seamless, immersive walking from ship to ship, everything basically seen from your character, seeing and observing all the other NPCs, how they work for you, how a pilot sits down on his chair. All of this is depends on the interiors, on cockpit view, on seamless corridors leading you there, and so on. So that was a big focus, and I think that's part of the reason why we didn't really put as much attention to the alternative, which is controlling your ship in external view. It's possible, as you know, you have the F2 camera, for example, which is like a little bit smooth camera behind your ship. But there's quite a few controls missing there. There's a couple of things you cannot do so well in that view. So yeah, that's something we want to improve a bit with 7.0. So that's another relatively big feature, I hope, when it comes out. There's many more things we are working on. Again, I don't want to talk too much in detail about things long before they are going to be released, because there's always a chance that things change. And as I've said before, X4 is far from finished. We still have big plans with the development of X4, so stay tuned. There's cool, interesting stuff to come, and I think in one of the next updates, I hopefully can say a little bit more in this direction. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you all very much for your support. Again, it was really great how the latest expansion was received, and I'm really looking forward to hearing feedback from you guys on what we are doing next. Cool. Bye.